story's not about this stupid woman who ends up cheating on her husband, who ends up having two different baby daddies, who gets arrested for beating up one of the guys. It's not about the Bachelorette. So let me be clear about that. I want because the Bachelorette segment that I do in this video is a little bit long. It is about the choice we're given as men of what is out there in the dating market. It is about the propaganda that somebody like this still should be desirable by men. It's about all those topics, and I'll get into that more as we go. But at the beginning, I went a little long on the Bachelorette portion of it, and I know maybe a little boring, so maybe I'll leave the segment or the jump aheads down below. But it's about what we're offered as men, which is just trash in the dating market. So many of them are trash. It is just unbelievable what we're trying to be propagandized into accepting for a relationship. Okay, now real me in the real video. I'm going to say something that's probably a little controversial. Well, controversial for women, not for men. Dating and relationships and even marriage today are basically a humiliation ritual for men. The choices we're given, the options we have are anywhere from bad to downright awful. And this is a good example of it. And the media and television are trying to somehow make this acceptable by promoting horrible people into television shows that go viral and make these people popular when they're really quite horrible. But then again, it is an accurate statement and an accurate testimony on what it's like for men in the dating market today. This is a new story that's out, and of course the headline. I had to cheat the headline a little bit because none of these articles would admit that she's a single mom. Well, I mean, they mention she's a mother of three, but they don't call her a single mom. Of course, they wouldn't say anything about her cheating because that would paint her in a bad light. But the reality is they're pushing for a horrible person. Now, let me be fair. I don't watch this trash TV. I know you don't watch this trash TV. But this is what infiltrates the news waves trying to propagate and propagandize mainstream media and the powers that be try to propagandize us with. And to be honest, men just need to do better. Why these guys are even competing, although ironically half the guys left the show, but we'll get into all of that. Before we get into today's main topic, let me tell you about Venice AI. As you guys know, I do a lot of my stories, I'm looking for research. I use Grok, and I've used Grok for the last year and a half. But it does sometimes censor some of the answers, and you certainly can't ask for video or images that get a little too spicy. Well, Venice AI is the resolution for that because it is private, it is anonymized, and it gives you uncensored, unfiltered information. You know, we tell these platforms our thoughts, our business ideas, maybe ask financial questions. We give them health information, and a lot of that stuff is sensitive. Then they take all this information, they tie it to your identity forever, and then sell it to various third parties, you know, for extra revenue and for advertising. Of course, you know they're going to give it away to governments if they have. Venice.ai is the alternative, a truly private AI. By sending your queries through a proxy server, much like a VPN, your data is encrypted going to and from the AI servers, with the only data persisting in your browser. By clearing your browser cache or history, you wipe out everything you've ever sent, asked, made, or imagined with one click, and they have no idea who you are. That is true privacy. Whether you ask them a question like I did, do black people commit crime at a higher rate than other races? Which we know is true. It just says yes. And they explain why and how. They don't give you any of the prerequisites or any of the stupid stuff you don't want to hear. They just give you an answer. You can go down to the bottom of the screen and select which engine you want to use. I can use Grok if I want to. I can use ChatGPT. I can use any of them. But what they do is they make my queries anonymized. They're not private in this case because they are asking one of the large language models, but they are anonymized. But they also have selections like Venice, uncensored, Venice Medium. You'll see there's a little private tag, and it says this model's private. No prompt data is stored in any capacity. The only thing that you have is what's stored on your computer. They do the same thing for images. They have Image Turbo, which is private. They have Lustify, which I probably don't need to explain very much further for you. They have Qwen. They have Anime, which is uncensored anime. I know some of you weebs are into that stuff. They even have the same thing for video. So you can get truly uncensored, unfiltered, honest AI. They'll give you the data. They'll give you the spicy photos, which obviously this is one I generated just to see if it worked. I can't show it to you. And it's all private and it's all anonymous. That's the real key. So if you're ready for truly uncensored private AI, go to venice.ai/bachelor. and use code BACHELOR to enjoy private, uncensored AI and get a 20% off a pro plan. If you've seen the prices of ChatGPT, if you've seen the prices of Grok, go check out Venice AI. I think you will be blown away at the amount of power you can get for just a couple of bucks a month. And you can get 20% off using my promo. And now back to our regularly scheduled program, me.
One of my all-time favorite science fiction adventures is now a movie with Ryan Gosling, Project Hail Mary. I've seen it and I love it. It's based on the best-selling novel by Andy Weir, who also wrote The Martian. I would recommend it to my friends that love big action adventures because a school teacher has to save Earth by taking the longest and most dangerous space mission of all time. Now, I would also recommend it to my friends that love comedy because you just have fun watching it. For my friends that love heartfelt, the best part by far is he's not alone. He gets help from the world's coolest aliens. I love hard sci-fi. So my favorite part is all of the close to real science details that make it feel possible. Go see it if you want a reminder that we can do hard things with grit and with science and a little help from a friend. You'll only get this if you see the movie, but Project Hail Mary, only in theaters and IMAX, March 20th, 2022.
So this Mormon Wives star, Taylor Frankie Paul, announced as the new Bachelorette back in September of 2025. And she's 31 years old. She's had 3 kids, 2 of which are with her husband. And then she, I guess, either convinced him or they convinced each other to have an open relationship as long as they didn't sleep with other people, which I don't even know what that means. You go out on dates with other people, you have a hot makeout session, or as Mormons, I've heard, like to do, typically you start to get intimate, you just put it in and leave it, and that doesn't really count as doing it. You're not doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I may have some Mormon viewers, and I know most Mormon viewers don't necessarily agree with this, I'm guessing. But there's some really weird Mormon people and some weird things they do to sleep with each other without quote unquote sleeping with each other. As a matter of fact, I lived in Salt Lake City for about 4 years in my younger years for part of my career. And I lived in an area called Midvale, which is just outside of Salt Lake City. And I went on a couple of dates with Mormon women, and it's true that they don't drink caffeine. It's true that they don't smoke. It's true that they don't do anything that would be considered to poison their body, like drink alcohol. However, a lot of them do allow you to do certain things that, you know, as long as it's not penetration of the baby making area, you're allowed to do apparently to these women, and yet they can still call themselves the big V card on marriage night. When I know for a fact, firsthand, mind you, that they do many things that would not be acceptable to a man if his wife says that she's got her V card. They do a lot of stuff. But anyway, just a month or 2 before being on The Bachelor, she was in.
Swings fly, check your face under a crescent moon. Beats hitting heavy like a sudden sharp monsoon. I am the crown of the abyss, the 7th name. Step to the circle, surrender to the flame. Crimson flows while the codal snaps. Caught inside a booty's lethal trap. No hesitation, just flick the blade. Then watch the show of your spirit fade. Chigoku no soko kara hibiku kodo ware wa starote ni motodo kudororo. Silver daggers flying through the smoke. Take every shackle in the eye. Don't like the river, but I strike like the flint. Catch the shiver of a demonic glint. I don't need a legion, just a rhythm in my soul. Swallowing the cosmos and the pieces of the whole. Kazega fuku saiko no tatakai no uta. Kagamate ami no naka e kieta. The pressure is rising, the air is getting thin. Let the grand show of this battle's ending begin. Rise up from the ashes and a guardian of the thorns. Bow before the power of the ancient silver horn. in a dark harmony. Feel the heavy impact of the demon that sleep high. Nowhere left to run and there is nowhere left to hide. Kono shongan ni subete o kakeru. The destiny of ages is the burden that I bear. 修羅の道歩く私の定め月の光さえも染める赤のため Elegant destruction in a high-speed chase Wiping every memory of a lesser human race Broken glass reflects all the choices that you make Frozen in the terror of a silent masquerade I am the leader of the cold nocturnal wind Paying for the ancient sins that never could be pinned Thunder in the valley where the lotus blossoms bloom I am the architect of your impending doom Sharp like the sword with the jagged carbon edge Standing on the summit of a crumbling rocky ledge. Moving no kanata into Tuzuku kono sora. Everything is burning in the heat of my aura. Style like a blizzard with the fury of a beast. Invited to the table for a dark eternal feast. Kaze ga fuku saigo no tatakai no uta. Kage wa mate yami no naka e kieta. The pressure is rising, the air is getting thin. Let the grand show of this battle's ending begin. Rise up from the ashes in the garden of the corns. Bow before power, ancient silver horns. Sekai no ware ni saku hana no yoni. Dancing through the chaos in the dark harmony. Feel the heavy impact of the demoness is fly. Nowhere best to learn and no sin left behind. Kono shunkan ni subete o kakeru. The destiny of ages is the burden that I bear. Rise up from the ashes in the garden of the forest. Bow before the power of the ancient silver ones. Sekai no ware ni seto hana no yoni. Dancing through chaos in a dark harmony. Feel the heavy impact of the demoness is time. Love has made you one and there is nothing left to hide. Kono shunkan ni subete o kakeru. The destiny of ages is the burden that I bear. Let's break it down. Let's get it right. The one named Astaroth isn't in you tonight.
People. And apparently this is a miraculous miracle, allowing people to keep their relationships somehow together. And if you want to know the type of person that is writing this garbage and getting it published in the New York Post and other mainstream news sites, it's this thing. And this is the best, trust me, I saw her other pictures. This is the best she's ever looked in probably the last 20 years. She's way, way heavier than you see in this picture now. And this is the woman that's saying, hey, hot wiping is great, everybody. The new sexy couple, the sexy new couples trend that's quote unquote strengthening marriages across the country. They're taking their smoke shows on the road. Men who are married to bombshells aren't keeping them under wraps. In fact, a faction of these fortunate fellas, the guys are fortunate, are hot wifing their brides, permitting them to sleep with other men for the betterment of their holy matrimony. And according to a new study, it's working wonders. So these lucky men, these fortunate fellas who are hot wifing their brides and allowing their women to go sleep with other men, the guys are lucky. And according to a new study, it's helping their marriage. That is what the propaganda and the BS that they're trying to sell men today, that's what they're giving us. This kind of article, this kind of writing, is what happens when you let women take over the discourse. When you let women use emotion, because women don't like using logic. They say they do, but they don't really. When the logic doesn't support what they want to push, they leave the logic behind and they use propaganda, they use their feelings, they use all the tools and tricks at their command to get you to do what they want. And this is another example of it. They've been doing this for a long, long time, whether it's in TV shows, with the LGHD TV stuff, putting it in schools, coming out with these various studies that aren't backed by actual real science. Then you've got articles like this. You've got the people like this woman that is now supposed to be the next thing that's going to be on TV, sorting through 22 men and who gets to decide whether they do or don't get to date her. This is all the same propaganda, and it's meant to give women the belief system, and you'll give them the audacity and make them feel they have the right to do the most heinous, awful, gross, unacceptable things. And that if they get called out for it, it's not them that's at fault. It's you and American society at large that's at fault for holding them at bay and not allowing them what they want to do. And this is exactly what this is. It's all propaganda. And the minute you can leave this behind and hold to your morals and not stoop down to date or sleep with or be with women like this, yes, the rest of your life alone. I understand that. But it also means you don't get into a relationship with anybody that's doing this kind of stuff. And you're normalizing it as well. You know, there's a new poll that just came out here. There's a poll that came out at the end of 2025, just a couple months ago. And it says what women say the top challenges are in dating today. And this is from a YouGov. Unmarried women 18 to 45, that 30% of them said their number one biggest challenge is meeting someone who's interested in more than a casual hookup. Now, so badly when there are millions of men out there that
Hello.
only had a body count of 1 before showing up on their wedding night, they didn't have that issue. If a guy wanted to be with a woman, he had to marry her, at least the vast majority of the time, or at least get engaged to her, and then he could maybe talk her into doing something in the backseat of a car a couple of weeks before their marriage. The ones that broke that relationship barrier is the women giving it away for free to just about any good-looking guy they come across. This is a good example of women have ruined their own prospect for their own future, and it's their own fault. The second one on this, 23%, meeting someone who treats me with kindness and appreciation. But you degrade men, women in general, women as a whole with the feminism and everything else. You degrade men. You treat us like crap. When we tell you our preferences and what we want in a relationship, you say we're awful, or we're pigs, or we're too selective, or we're just butthurt, or whatever else you come out with. And you don't validate our concerns about what we want in a relationship, which is a low body count, and you actually dating with a purpose instead of just sleeping around and having fun until you age out of the market, and then emergency finding some poor loser to pay for your retirement or pay for you long enough to have kids so you can leave him in the dirt and take half his money. Next, at 19%, meeting someone who's serious about a relationship that could end in marriage and kids. Again, your fault. Go back to number 1. The men that are serious about having a relationship and kids, you don't want to date until you're 35 or 38. You've run out of options, and now it's hurry up and find that guy that'll give you the family. That guy realizing that you've given all your best years to somebody else that was likely a player. Again, your own fault, women. Number 7, or I should say 7%, meaning someone who shares my religious faith. That I could understand. And 6%, meeting someone who's sufficiently financially stable. And that doesn't surprise me either, although I think that number would be much higher, except women gave all their percentage points to the higher percentages of just trying to find somebody that'll actually settle down with them. This is their own fault.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Corey will ever try to reach out to you. You want to know what holds him back and if there's anything you can do right now to make it happen sooner. Going by your cards, the High Priestess being in the primary position is already a positive indicator that he does intend to message you. However, the Emperor being in the secondary position and reversed does show that the main obstacle preventing him from talking to you right now is that he doesn't seem to feel like he's sufficiently in control when he talks to you. He definitely feels like the power balance is skewed out of his favor. So he's really trying to not get into a bad spot when he engages with you. Two of Pentacles being in the final position sort of builds on this by showing that he wants to balance out between having his needs met while also taking care of you and whatever it is you're wanting between the two of you. So overall, from what I'm seeing, the most you could do right now to help him message you sooner would be to ease off on any pressure that you may be sending his way. You need to make sure that he's comfortable talking to you first, or that there's no expectations when he's engaging with you. I feel like if you lower the temperature on that, then he'll feel a lot more comfortable and able to talk to you. Now, if you want further information about what the future holds between the two of you, as well as your compatibility, you can give me a call or send me a message.
Boxell for opioid overdose. Get emergency help right away.
It's the burden that I bear.
Don't take with other opioids.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know, will you have a new relationship with a man in terms of love? Now, going by your cards, the Tower it's the burden that I bear. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know, will you have a new love relationship with a new man? Going by your cards, the Tower being in the primary position does show that in terms of it being a new man, it will be someone who's linked to something in your past, most likely a social circle. Page of Cups is just building upon that in the secondary position by showing that due to whatever recent events that happened in your life, such as a breakup mainly, there is someone in the periphery connected to that, whether it's your ex or some other related friend group who will approach you. Now, Ace of Wands being in the final position in reverse does kind of signal that the initial spark might not be there for you because they're connected to some stuff that you'd rather forget about. But I do think that it would be good for you to go ahead and give this guy a try. I do think that him appearing will be for a reason, and that if you go ahead and take the chance on him, then you'll be surprised from what you get to experience. Now, if you want further details about what the future holds for you in this new person, as well as your compatibility, you can give me a call or send me a message. Okay, now I gotta cover the door.
On the level of Anissa Joe Moss.
I think a lot of this has to do with the nervous system. Because a lot of people, myself included, get used to chaos, to unpredictability, to scarcity, to struggle, and to things feeling unstable. Baseline. So when things start to stabilize, your body almost doesn't know what to do with that.
Her ultimate love is James. She's made 2 videos about it.
You start to feel easier, you commit to something, and you start building momentum, which inherently kind of makes it easier. Your nervous system is like, now wait a minute, this feels very unfamiliar. It's triggering. It's like very
Triggered.
unsettling. If you know, you know. And if it feels unfamiliar, whether or not that's valid, whether or not that's normal, it feels unfamiliar.
It's the burden that I bear.
And you see this with money all the time. Someone spends years being stressed about money, tons of that catch up, they're always putting things in paycheck. That becomes their normal. Okay, then they start to get their finances in order. Let's say they start paying down their debt. It starts to feel a bit of relief, like a weight is being lifted. They're creating some stability for the nervous system. And then out of nowhere, they'll make some huge purchase that puts things like way back in the red again.
No, they don't, actually. Like, women do that sometimes, but I don't. No, that doesn't really happen.
And it's like they're addicted to the unpredictability, to the stress, to the scarcity, to the struggle. On the surface, it makes absolutely no sense why you would do that, right? It doesn't. None of this stuff is logical, okay? It's all emotional, and it's all subconscious. If your baseline is struggle and financial stress, your nervous system is used to that, point blank. And when the stress starts disappearing, your body is like,
Should I book a one-on-one call with her? Let's see. How much does it cost? 60 minutes for $175. Well, I know what my next goal is. 60 minutes. Look at this. She's got 4 days. Consider what you would like to focus on during our session and come prepared with questions. The conversation often deviates and we will allow it to lead us wherever it needs to, but it's great to have an anchor. Looking forward to making waves, wave emoji. Invoice due 48 hours prior to scheduled session. Oh my God.
sorry, wait, what?
$175 an hour. James, you got to up your hourly rate. Holy shit. She charges $175 an hour. Oh my God. It never ceases to amaze me how many excuses women come up with to explain why they can't stop spending money or getting into drama. Do it and wear the wig, right? She'll never recognize me. If I wore sunglasses and a wig, I guarantee you she would not recognize me. Oh my
Like, what are we
God.
to panic about now? We don't have anything to panic about. So it
You don't own that kitchen.
recreates the stress. It literally just takes you right back to what's comfortable for you. And sometimes
Doesn't she live in Michigan or like, what is it, Colorado? Oh my God. This hair.
it's not. Curiosity is a good thing.
Curiosity killed the cat.
But I do think there's a point where you have to be honest with yourself. Like, am I actually exploring right now? Or
I think you've explored enough, honey. You're 38.
am I protecting myself from success,
Bird hands.
more ease. It must never
Put bird hands in the chat. Bird hands in the chat. Bird hands in the chat.
I need.
Bird, oh, she's swinging her arms like a.
Oh my god. What is he wearing? There's no way.
Like an eagle, won't you bob over me? How don't
Bro.
you fly like an eagle? Fly like an eagle. I love to piss off people because I sing on my street. And everybody says it's cringe, but I don't care. Wanna fly like an eagle. Fly like an eagle. Let your spirit carry me. Why don't you fly?
In my life, and that fulfills me, and where I get to give and share and like provide value and actually make. And energy into it. That's what I
Oh
want.
my god,
That's
is
what
she
I-
divorced?
Listen, if I fail at it, like they do with me, right? So I don't feel bad about it. So that's
You don't feel bad about
it's
anything.
More so, like I don't want to reveal too much about it, but it's
Wait,
like
what?
if I create something with my YouTube channel and I monetize and I ask people for money, if I'm not successful, it's like a direct reflection on me as a person. It's like you're not worth it. You're not worth it.
How many credits is a question?
Any money for what you have to
Well, you
offer.
already left.
What do you have to offer, babe? What do you have to offer from $5 an hour?
Correct.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if your wife is truly happy where she's at, or would she rather be there with you? And you also want to know where your marriage stands. Going by your cards, the star being in the primary position does show that wherever your wife is right now, she does seem very content. She seems about as happy as she could be. Nine of Pentacles being in the secondary position and reverse does, however, say that there is a little bit of security that she's lacking right now. So that would seem to a degree that she does miss you. Six of Wands in the final position in reversed mostly alludes to the state of your marriage, where it has seemed to have run its course in terms of raw enjoyment. But I think the main thing to keep in mind when it comes to things like the quality of a marriage is that it's very normal for the passion and the excitement to wear down after so much time. And instead, in its place, what is in that space is security, consistency, and the hallmarks of what makes someone a fixture in your life for a very long time. So I wouldn't get caught up too much in what exactly is the big trending pleasure for my partner at a given moment. since when it comes to marriage, it is about the long game. Now, if you want further information about where things will go between the two of you in terms of your marriage, as well as ways you can improve your compatibility with each other, you can give me a call or send me a message.
Looks bad. It just doesn't.
You need to know which one is most important to you. And you sit with yourself, sit with the idea of each of these different things, and notice.
We
how
saved
divided-
$175 at least. License is $2. All hail, incel Jesus. Yes, hail, hail. I am the MLU. I am the benevolent leader. I will never shame you, for we know in this year of our blessed Lord that it is not us, boys. It is absolutely not us. I tell you from the padded cell at the end of the world that it is definitely not us, boys. It's the women. It's not us. I'm just here to confirm it. I'm just here to confirm
How you respond. Notice how your nervous system responds.
Imagine her nagging me. I don't have to imagine. Every time I've made a comment in her comment section, her fucking response is like a paragraph long. She hates me. Choo choo, Ram draws $2 Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to get some more fucking water, man. I'll be right back, and we will keep the train going. Here's this.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, basically, your husband seems to be in a sort of an emotional distress. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you seem to be in a situation with your husband where he really wants some space and he's dealing with some issues, but he also seems to be sending mixed messages since he's still sleeping over. Now, going by your cards, the Hierophant being in the primary position and reversed is mainly representing his mental state right now, where it does seem, above all else, that he just seems to lack direction right now, which this is a very common symptom in life when people feel like they've run into a wall and they don't really see how other to proceed. It can make them act very erratic. It can make them do things that they wouldn't normally do, and it can really warp their disposition. Three of Wands in the middle position does show him on the verge of trying to get space from you and separate and all the things that he's already aired out to you. But it does show that he's still kind of lingering on that final moment of making a decision. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know why exactly your husband is behaving so erratically. Like he's clearly having some problems right now. He needs some space and his emotions are in flux, but he's also sending mixed messages. Now, going by your cards, the Hierophant in the primary position in reversed does show that the primary theme with him is that he's lacking a great deal of direction right now, which that makes sense when people find themselves in a spot in their lives where they don't really have any clear direction on where to go, as though they've run into a wall that they just have no other recourse on how to navigate. It can just make them do weird things, which you've already said that he just needs space and to sort things out. The Three of Wands in the middle position also shows him on the precipice of making that decision, where he's already said that he wants to relocate and get space away from you, but he also seems to be indecisive on that. The Ten of Swords in the final position does show that this entire phase with him right now will come to an end soon. So I wouldn't worry about this being the new normal or anything. I think mainly you just need to weather the storm and give him assurance for now. Now, if you want further information about what to expect from him, as well as what would work best for you to help him get through this tough time, you can give me a call or send me a message. Hmm. BC. Why did you say crazy? What do you want? Or are you just trolling me? Money? What? Why are you just saying singular words? I know English. Okay. Then speak in the language that would help you speak to me best. I can probably understand you.
Happy to be back. I can't believe
Probably.
I love doing
I can.
that's how you know. Yeah, I'm super.
Dude, I do a live stream every day. When I take a day off of live streaming, I feel it like an alcohol withdrawal. If I don't have something up to publish, like the other channel, I didn't put something on the other channel today. Like, I don't feel good if I'm not recording a video or lining something up. And it hurts. It sucks when
I
people
think I
don't watch.
recognize that language.
Liziness, Raymond exists, and shampoo stuff. I am gonna have to figure out how to make sure that this doesn't get dirty or something, because it's
Let's see.
I'm kind of getting used to the feel of it, but all night last night after I got off, and then this morning, like, I could feel the hair feels
Dutch?
on my head, and it was like, I don't like this.
Nice.
Raymond exists in hair flips. I know, right? And like my ears are all itchy on the back of my ears right now. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant, actually.
For me, at the end of the day, YouTube is what matters the most to me, and
Well, I definitely
don't wanna
can't
keep
say
letting
that.
Distractions, even really convincing ones, pull me away from that. I'm
How good was he
It's
in
not
bed?
too
Good
late.
Lord.
curious if any of you relate
It's
to
had
this.
told
If
me,
this topic does resonate with you, then this is
Leave it
Wait,
out.
what? Het had goed met mij. Het had goed met mij. That's what?
Het gaat goed
It starts with a G. Hetatutmetme. Hetatutmetme. Metame. Good. So G, but not G. Het. Oh my god. Gucho. No. Hutso. 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 I guess I haven't heard much Dutch. Oh my god.
But brutal. Look at this thumbnail with the guy in the bed. Brutal, man. Well, that's all right. Let's see if Shelby's streaming. New city, new me, new resources. Where'd she move?
It's my first vlog in my new apartment. I'm gonna go open the window because it's really hot in here. Update on the heating
It's
situation.
winter. I thought the heater didn't work in there. All right, let's see if Shelby goes to.
Well, truce.
No, she's not. She must be working.
Good night.
Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. God.
Will Houston.
She's really trying.
Well,
Good
Houston.
Lord. Odell, what the hell? Exactly. Oh, man. My head is like super itching right now. I'm not even kidding. Like, I am, woke media isn't dead. It's hibernating. Yeah, he's not wrong about that.
Panoply of woke films flopping like Kathy Bates on a trampoline and Disney killing more childhood than Stevie Nicks' uterus, it's become oh so en vogue to describe the ESG entertainment contagion as officially contained. And indeed, at a glance, it's certainly no longer in a sense. Following the election, video game publisher Ubisoft outright shit-canned a crapload of commie nonsense.
See, this is how you deliver a scripted video. Exactly how he's doing it.
Ironically, after being effectively purchased by an agent of the CCP. On the filming front, WB and Paramount are touching tip thanks to a decade's worth of movies making negative dollars. And the streaming front ain't exactly swooping in to save the day either. The Arabian Navy released better trailers than Disney shows.
Comedy is back. What?
What's at this point? If the rumors about the new Iranian president are true, they have at least as many LGBT characters. As a resultant revenue very much reflects these facts, all of which was typified by the Oscars ceremony. You know, it used to be a mere misanthrope talking point to say the Oscars are the night when Hollywood pats itself on the back. But first off, after Weinstein, we know that's not the
What's my timeline? I just watched bullshit, okay? Mountain Man Talk, $4.99. Thank you. Wig is hilariously cool. Hey, the Wig will make an appearance if we hit $200 every night. If we hit $200 on YouTube, the Wig will make an appearance. That is my promise to you. That is the new Raymond Thoughts and Mind guarantee. I am going to hold it hostage every night. The faster we hit $200, the faster the Wig comes out. And everybody likes the Wig. And I will hold it hostage. And we're just going to go for another couple. He's not wrong about woke coming
the
back.
only place they're patting each other. And second off, compare the box office to even a few years ago. 2 decades back, they were making more money than an Adderall salesman at TwitchCon. Now the only time the theater is full is when the Romneys go out for movie night. Point being, what are these awards even for? Least empty theater? See the box office for Scream 7? More people have seen Nancy.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if you're going to see your ex in Scottsdale this weekend, and you also want to know if you'll reconcile. Going by your cards, Ace of Cups being in the primary position and reversed does show that in terms of both of you meeting each other, it definitely won't be direct. But going off of Nine of Cups in the middle position, it does show that you will have at least a passing glance at each other, most likely because both of you will be doing your own thing during that time. Now, as far as you both reconciling, Nine of Wands in the final position and reversed does show that while there will be some talks between the two of you at some point during this time, it won't really get anywhere. One side will be very defensive and won't be seeming to be ready to let the other person in. Now, this does say that despite that, there is hope for things to improve in the future. So if you want information regarding details of what will happen between you both in the future, as well as what options will work best for you to help reach this outcome, you could give me a call or send me a message.
Yeah, it was like 2021 when I was getting sober and out of debt. I remember watching her videos. Wow. Okay, well, she didn't have the blow off that the other chick did. Right. I remember that one 4 years ago. Wow, she's short. Look
Hi,
at
y'all.
this.
I am at Pond City Market.
I did not realize she called way up. There's Kroger right there.
Today, I'm going to be asking strangers.
Look at this. Jesus Christ. Look at her, look at her.
Today, I'm just going to ask you some personal finance questions. Could you tell me how much debt that you have, or at least the ballpark?
Yes, right? Dude, this guy is like 2 feet taller than her. Look how happy she is. Buzz Spray, book your bucks. I left for an hour and Ray has hair down. What the fuck? Hey! Hey, so we've been on for an hour. You know? I'm not going to ask you what you were doing in that hour. Man. Jesus.
You know, I have about $8,000 in student loan debt. That's the all that I have, and
He's
that's
all
the
nasal. Okay.
Card, but that's
Wow. Wow. Look at her. She's cute.
all I have.
Is that where the hotties live? Outside the Kroger in Atlanta? Here's another tall guy. Oh, he's not as attractive. There's a scooter man over there. Let's see. Okay, so she got 3 people. She didn't get that many people. That girl is cute. That girl has some boobs. Jeez. How much debt do you have? Okay, so let's find out.
Hi, y'all. I am at Pond City Market.
I just want to hear it.
I'm good on that. I'll let it get out of here.
Look at that chick with the big dog. Big dog, dog bill, dog bill.
I think I'm good.
All right, let's hear what the couple has to
How
say.
much debt do each of
Whoa, now this is a peak millennial couple if I've ever seen one. This is, what's his name? Who's that Post Malone looking ass? He's got a teardrop tattoo, and she's flat chesticles and long hair. This is a peak millennial couple. She got the grandma shoes on and the grandma outfit. Man, look at her cute butt sticking out there.
$30,000. What's that made up of? Credit card debt. Okay.
Shocking! The woman had $30,000 in credit card debt. Now, yes, I am aware that I came back to New York City with $25,000 in credit card debt. I am not obtuse to this fact. I paid mine off, though. Why haven't you? Why haven't you? And are you expecting him to propose? Is this why you're with Tubby? Because you want a proposal and you want some credit card debt paid off? Is that why you're with Tubby? Why you're there?
How did you get into that?
Top man tops $1.99. Thank you. These comedy formats make super chats worth it. I'm telling you, if we hit, I'm gonna up the number. We are already at $276 on the front end. If we hit $300, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cry. Not really. The wig will be in play, and maybe there might be other wigs that come into play. We don't know. Partner. Yes, she is partner Max. Actually, I think this wig looks pretty good. Like the hair matches my beard hair very, very well. It matches. It looks good.
Credit card debt, if you don't mind me asking. Moving post
Credit card debt for moving.
grad and
Post-grad. Shocker.
taking jobs that just really didn't, weren't paying a sustainable amount, but then also needing to live and eat in the area that I was working.
Look at the guy. The guy is just like, ugh, I am attached to a boat anchor. Okay, let's hear his. Let's hear his credit card debt situation.
Yeah, mainly be DC. Yeah, okay.
Oh, they're in DC.
Okay. No, it's expensive there. Uh-huh. So, are you trying to tackle that debt?
She is what I would call a shorty. She's a shorty.
Now, or how do you? Okay. Yeah. Are you being aggressive with it? What's your strategy right now? More so, well, with inflation and everything happening right now, is a little different.
She's not trying to tackle it at all. She's not doing a thing but the minimum payments.
A cult, but yeah, being more conservative with our spending.
You thought you were in bad shape with $30,000 in loans? Probably paying a minimum of 16.9% interest. No. Big metal. This is not credit 2014. I never, in my entire life, and I had a credit card since 2008, I believe, I have never paid, even now, I've never had a credit card interest rate less than 25%, ever. And when I was $25,000 to $30,000 in debt, all because I had late payments and stuff, every single one. The Capital One card was at 33% interest. I had a $6,000 balance on it from drinking. There were all my other cards, 25 to 30%. All of them had between $5,000 and $6,000 worth of balance on them. I got a credit card consolidation loan for 15%. The other one was for 22%. And I maxed them out right after I got the credit card consolidation loans. Maxed them right out. Maxed them right out. Because you know what happens when you're a drunk? You get a credit limit increase, or you get the balances paid off by a loan. And I thought $325 and $345. I was paying $600 a month in the payment for the credit card consolidation loans. And I paid them out at the term. So each of them were 5 years. I spent almost 8 years total, because I got the one and then I got the other 3 years later. I spent almost 8 years paying off $25,000 worth of drinking, and then I had already racked up another $25,000. I had $50,000 in credit card debt in 2018, and I didn't whittle it down. I mean, the balances on the consolidation loans went down over time just by nature of the fact that they were fixed and you couldn't add more to them. But I remember in 2018 realizing that I had $50,000 in credit card debt. And you just, at that point, you just keep drinking. Plus a $30,000 car. Plus probably at that point, $25,000 left on the student loans. When I got serious, because I had had stints where I would like stay in and not go out, and I would like do like 3 weeks of staying in, and then I would make an extra payment on something. Like I had stints where I would bring the balances down on everything over time. But I really didn't get serious on the credit card debt until I quit drinking, because I couldn't. The addiction and the pain, the sickness took every spare dime that I had. And I had $1,850 in minimum payments I had to make every single month in 2021 when I got sober. And yeah, so it was. Yeah, she got 30,000 from buying stupid shit. Absolutely.
And budgeting.
And demanding that she had to live in and wherever she lives.
Yeah, we're getting stuff on away. Love it. Okay.
Try to get out from under that.
Yeah. Have emergency animal hospital.
Chip away at that.
Yeah. That's actually okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Emergency fund. Do you have anything saved up?
You do. You have quite a bit.
I have like over like 60. I have probably like over 60 grand saved up, but I just don't want to tap into that. Okay. And want to just keep it to let it grow. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Is that in just savings, not investments? Okay. Oh.
You have $30,000 in what? So what?
Invest.
Whatever. These people are not smart people. Here you go, dogs. She loves the dogs.
Market in Korea.
No.
His owner's on.
What do you do for a living?
Just work retail.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. And are you budgeting, tracking your spending? That
I try to as much as I can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I remember watching that chick. Guy has the snowflake vibes. Oh. Oh, man. Sticks arrested. Oh, he's already. Oh, that's old. Meningitis outbreak in the UK. Damn. What aren't they having outbreaks of over there?
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're mainly trying to figure out what exactly Leon wants, since he did pull away from you quite a while ago, and now he's reaching out to you. Going by your cards, the Fool being in the primary position does show that Leon is mostly operating off of vibes right now. So it does seem that he's rather bored wherever he is with this other girl right now, and he's looking to get some sort of entertainment from you. Knight of Cups being in the secondary position does show that he does have a fondness for you and would be interested in pursuing some sort of romantic fancy with you. However, King of Pentacles in the final position does warn that in terms of stability or security, Leon isn't someone that you should invest a whole lot into. So I do feel as though if you're down to just have a casual time with someone, then you can go ahead and engage with Leon. Other than that, I would just keep my distance if you're not really interested in just being a fling. And if you want further details about what the future holds between the two of you, as well as your compatibility, you can give me a call or send me a message.
Women, they run everything. Like, it's men have basically no reproductive rights because we don't give a choice in the matter. The women are the ones that make the decisions. You either participate in that game or you don't play. Period. That guy needs a Barusi. She wears the pants in that relationship for sure. Yeah, you guys take what you can get. That's what happens. Oh. All right, word about you gonna be an old hag? And they're always, dude. Again, if a woman is actually interested and she can tolerate being around you, because women have infinite options and infinite choices, most guys will literally just put up with hell just for some sex, and the sex doesn't even happen that often. And I'm sorry if that's too real for you. I'm sorry if that's too black pill, whatever you want to call it. It's the truth. I've seen it time and time again, especially with millennial men, because the guys don't have options, and we take what we can get. You owe nothing on your mortgage. Good for you. I just use Google Docs. Yeah, if you try to put your foot down, they run away. I just use Google Docs, guys. It's not difficult to build out a spreadsheet. If you know basic Excel, Google Docs works exactly the same way. Oh man, I am. Yeah, I'm about done. I want to see if she answered me. She probably didn't. Nope, she didn't. Whose kitchen is that? What's something you started, stopped, and then restarted multiple times? Oh man. Oh jeez. Bring old YouTube back. Tally. Who's Tally?
I don't want to watch. You can't even see you install my manicure earrings. So I got this thing that records for.
Dude, this girl is rude. Oh, holy shit.
Horizontal and vertical video one time. I have to show you guys.
Drew and Ork, 10 generous dollars. Thank you, man. Well, great stream as always, Raymond. I'll be back to work tomorrow for the rest of the week. Background listening. Hope everyone has a great night and rest of the week. Thank you, Drew. Good luck back at work. We do appreciate you. As always, thank you so much. We do appreciate you.
This is like the coolest thing freaking ever. You see?
Oh, she got the Osmo. She got, oh, look at her. They always have the mirror next to the bed so they can watch themselves have sex. I swear. Look at the tattoo on her arm. Oh, she. I need a spray bottle. God. 30 seconds in and she can't help herself.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're just kidding my butt. You've done that before.
Wait, this actually eats. Hold on. I just got back from two things. One.
I need a spray bottle. God. 30 seconds in and she can't help herself.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're just kidding my butt. You've done that before.
Wait, this actually eats. Hold on. I just got back from two things. One, three things.
I'm not even gonna bother watching that. Oh my god. Oh look, that girl that we were just watching the video of, the personal finance with Leela, she's posting with her husband, Sebastian, 2 days ago. Sebastian and I got married the other day. Yay. It was about a year ago we filmed our Q&A, so we're going to do it again as a married couple. Our video from last year.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Oh, brutal, dude. Fuck. Brutal. All right, I can't do it anymore. I'm not even gonna bother watching that. All feels fucking weird, man. It just, I don't. I'm telling you, we hit a goal and we'll do it. Oh shit! Look, I got hair stuck to my head. Oh my god! And yes, I'm aware that I have given all my A-loggers.
Top Step gives you professional level education to help you start earning, build discipline, improve your strategy, dream of up to $150,000.
Oh man, this is brutal. Oh man, and I gotta look at Marshall over here, Mr. Hottie Patati. I gotta dig that. You wonder why I watch DSP drama videos and fucking Kino Casino and shit, because it is less painful for me than watching Black Pill or Manosphere content. I just, oh. I appreciate you guys. And yes, that guy was way hotter than that chick. Like, painfully hotter than that chick. I appreciate you guys, I really do. I'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Peace out.
Kibble. It's been the standard for decades, and it's failing our dogs. That's why we created.
In 1946, the United States recorded its highest marriage rate in history, 16.4 marriages per 1,000 people. It was a moment of profound collective relief, a volcanic eruption of domestic intent following the trauma of global conflict. Men returned from the front with a singular driving purpose: to secure a home, to find a partner, and to begin the quiet work of lineage. By 1957, the fertility rate in the West peaked at roughly 3.7 children per woman. This was not merely a biological phenomenon. It was a
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're mainly wanting to verify that what a past reader has talked about with you was actually talking about you and not his current partner. So I'll be reading the cards as an indicator to verify as a yes or no. Ten of Cups is typically represented as a yes, which Eight of Swords follows up with a no, and Nine of Swords being reversed would be a no. So we have a split of yes and two no's, which generally for this kind of situation, I'm just not going to get involved. I'm just going to skip it. It's for the best. It's for the best. It's for the best. It's for the best. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're mainly speaking about a man that ghosted you and replaced you with a long distance connection. And you want to know if he had feelings for you or was he using you? Going by your cards, the Hermit being in the reverse position mostly is showing that for his situation, he was definitely seeking companionship since he had a stint of being alone and really wanted to change that. However, Three of Pentacles being in the center position does show that when it came to both of you, that it didn't seem to feel like he was getting anything mutual from you, or that he was putting in a lot of energy. So that kind of ended up dissuading him which would explain why he quickly moved on to a long distance person. King of Pentacles being in the final position in reverse does also show that ultimately he just didn't feel very secure in the connection between the both of you. And the part of why he even went into a long distance connection was because it wasn't even really about anything physical, but he really just wanted some emotional, stable rapport with someone. Now, if you want further information about what the future holds for him and his connection, or even the both of you and your compatibility, you can give me a call or send me a message. It's a burden that I bear.
That infrastructure has been replaced by the digital interface. In the digital age, rejection is no longer a private moment between two people in a hallway. It is often a public or semi-public data point. On dating apps, the swipe culture creates a brutal efficiency. Studies of these platforms show a massive skew in engagement. A small percentage of men receive the vast majority of female interest, while the median man often experiences what psychologists call learned helplessness. If a man sends 50 messages and receives 0 replies, his brain begins to categorize the approach not as a risk with a potential reward, but as a high-cost activity with a guaranteed negative outcome. Over time, the dopamine response conditioning shifts. The brain seeks to protect the self from the pain of perceived inadequacy. The easiest way to avoid the pain of rejection is to stop trying. This is exacerbated by ghosting and the disposability of modern digital interaction. When a human being is reduced to a profile, the empathy required for a polite refusal vanishes. Men are experiencing a form of behavioral conditioning that tells them their interest is, at best, a nuisance and at worst, a threat. This creates a profound status anxiety. For many young men, the fear of being labeled a creep or being socially shamed for a miscalibrated approach outweighs the potential benefit of finding a partner. They are choosing the safety of silence over the risk of participation. We must also consider the economic identity threat. Throughout history, a man's confidence to initiate a relationship was tied to his sense of economic utility. He approached because he felt he had something to offer, a stable future, a protected home. Today, the housing affordability crisis has decoupled work from stability. In 1970, a single median income could often buy a home and support a family. In 2026, even 2 professional incomes struggle to compete with the institutional capital dominating the real estate market. When a young man looks at his student debt, his stagnant wages, and the astronomical cost of childcare, he doesn't just feel broke, he feels disqualified. The provider identity, though criticized in modern discourse, remains a powerful psychological driver for male initiation. When that identity is economically impossible to achieve, the motivation to approach a partner collapses. Why ask someone to join you on a ship that you perceive to be sinking? This is where we see the intersection of economics and the extended adolescence. In the absence of a path to traditional adulthood, marriage, homeownership, fatherhood, many men are retreating into placeholder identities. We see this in the rise of gaming culture, the consumption of digital entertainment, and the substitution of real-world intimacy with parasocial relationships. These are not just hobbies. They are sophisticated defense mechanisms against a world that feels too expensive and too judgmental to navigate. But what about the female experience in this experiment? It is equally complex and equally fraught with silent tension. As men withdraw, women find themselves in a paradoxical position. On one hand, women have achieved unprecedented levels of educational and economic independence. They no longer need a man for survival. On the other hand, the biological and emotional desire for partnership has not disappeared. Women often interpret male withdrawal as a lack of effort or a lack of character. They see a passive dating environment and feel a sense of profound frustration. Where are the grown men? Is a common refrain in sociological interviews. There is a rising statistic of highly educated single women who are finding that the market
Yeah,
of
let me
available
close this one
proactive
down.
men has thinned out. This creates a mismatch in timelines. The biological clock remains a stubborn reality of human existence.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if your ex will come back to you. Going by your cards, the Judgment card being in the primary position and reversed does show that between the two of you, even though you have some decent history together, there seems to have been a problem between the two of you that never really got mended. Page of Pentacles builds on this in the middle position by showing that the biggest damage that happened from this event was that it really hurt the sense of security and trust both of you had in each other. Now, Ten of Wands talks about the future as far as your ex coming back to you. It seems that right now it would be very difficult for them to ever make a return. It's not impossible, but I think we just need to be aware that there is a lot of prior baggage between the two of you that kind of makes it almost impossible. So I would try to work to address those issues from the past between the two of you, and I think your chances would go up. But if you want the details of how exactly you could mend this rift between you and your ex, you can give me a call or send me a message.
Someone who is your person leads to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and early mortality. This is true for both men and women, but it manifests differently. For men, it often leads to a flatness of life, a lack of ambition, and a slow drift into social invisibility.
Why would you pull away
For
from
women,
it?
it often manifests as a hyper-vigilant independence that, while empowering on the surface, can be exhausting and isolating in the long run. The experiment of male withdrawal also forces us to look at the reliance on immigration in Western nations. When a domestic population stops reproducing, the state must import youth to maintain the tax base. This leads to its own set of cultural and political tensions. A nation that cannot or will not form families within its own borders is a nation that is essentially outsourcing its future. It is a fragile way to run a civilization. Is this shift temporary or structural? Historically, fertility and marriage rates have recovered after wars or depressions, but those recoveries were predicated on a return to a shared social script. What we are seeing now is different. It is a technological and cultural decoupling. The digital world provides synthetic versions of everything a relationship used to provide. It provides dopamine, it provides validation, it provides a sense of connection without the messiness of physical presence or the risk of real-world rejection. Can digital culture be reversed? Can we unlearn the efficiency of the swipe? It seems unlikely. We are in the middle of a massive, unmoderated shift in how the human-animal interacts. Small behavioral changes, a man deciding not to say hello
I
in
do
a
have to
coffee
eat,
shop,
so
a woman deciding to stay home and
I'll
scroll
call
rather
this.
than go to a mixer, scale across millions of people into a demographic winter. The uncomfortable experiment